Sound check. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, welcome to the most anticipated time of your day. And it's also the most anticipated time of my day because it's the only time I get to eat. This is considered by many to be the highlight of humanity itself. It is the One Meal channel. And if you want to have maximum serotonin levels when watching this video, grab yourself your favorite beverage. Mine is coffee. And let us have a toast together in celebration of another episode of the One Meal channel. This time with sound. Okay. Well, if you noticed yesterday, I uploaded a video with absolutely no sound associated with it. And typically, I've clicked on some videos before that were other people's, and there was no sound associated with it. And typically, when I experienced that, my first thought is that it was an issue in the editing process, right? You upload your video, the audio gets corrupted, or the audio gets separated from the video. But in my specific circumstance, it's not as simple as that. If the audio gets corrupted, then you can just go back to your original save file and re-upload it. And if the audio gets separated, then you can just add it over again. I use a media mod with my GoPro, and every time that I charge the GoPro or upload a video, I need to remove the media mod from the GoPro, and then when I go to record, I put the media mod back on. It's just kind of a consequence of using this type of product. Well, every once in a while, and apparently this is relatively common, every once in a while, when you reattach your media mod, the microphone that's on the media mod won't register with the GoPro. And as a result, audio won't be recorded by the GoPro at all, which is extremely disappointing. Because not only did that happen with the last video that came out yesterday, it's happened once before. So moving forward, and I think I already said I was going to do this, but moving forward I'm going to be doing an audio check every time before a video, and I'm just going to leave it in the editing process. So if I forget to do an audio check, please remind me in the comments, because I do not want to have another 40 minutes of footage with no audio associated with it, because I feel quite bad about yesterday, to be honest. Not only did the video come out late, it came out with no audio, and actually that video was really fun. It was really fun to make. Noah and I had some excellent banter back and forth. Had a lot of good references. We were putting our best foot forward, and unfortunately, none of you got to experience that, and that's too bad. But no need to be down, no need to be glum. We are back at it today, and that is what matters. And I think we've designed a solution for the audio issues in the future. So I'm not overly concerned. I've considered some of the other options for the audio as well. So I could just not use a media mod. I've tried that. And the default microphone, that's a part of the GoPro itself, it's not very good, believe it or not. Kind of takes in too much sound, and the quality of the sound is bad. It has issues with audio clipping, meaning if the audio gets too loud for a few moments in the video, it will cut out and become fuzzy. Just the audio quality is very poor. The other thing I've considered is getting one of those, wireless Bluetooth DJI mics that you see people clip onto their chest and stuff. It's that way I wouldn't have to worry about the audio. I would have, audio that was recorded separately, and I could just overlay it onto the video that I record. And Noah has that. It's really high quality audio, but The issue is it's so good that it would essentially only pick up my voice, meaning that you wouldn't hear the bacon sizzling in the pan, you wouldn't hear the bubbling of the rice, you wouldn't hear the water going off in the sink, or your favorite sound, my chewing at the end of the video, which, listening to recently, I'm sorry I didn't realize it was that loud. So not everything about getting a DJI mic would be bad. However, I think the Media Mod is the best option that we have so far. So I will do my due diligence to make sure that no sound issue comes up anymore. I have to admit, I'm a little unprepared to make this meal. I have not broken down my chickens yet. As usual, we wait for the weekend to break down the chickens, trim the carcass into chicken stock. We're all fresh out of chicken stock. Let's take this out. No issue having a little bit of meat left over. I'll take the bones out. You gotta be willing to get your hands a little dirty making food on this channel. Oh, I had another thing that I wanted to tell you guys about. Somebody a couple of days ago had a suggestion for something that I could make for breakfast, and I think I'm going to give a crack at it. It's going to be similar to Noah's breakfast, with the bacon and eggs and a tortilla with some cheese. It's going to be similar to that, but I still have some leftovers from one of the meals that we had that's different than our usual. We're having our usual today, but I still have some leftovers from what we tried about a week ago, so leftover ingredients, and I don't want to throw them away, so I think I'm going to give them a shot. So we have a big old stack of tortillas. That should be plenty. I don't think we'll use all of them. Anyway, we have a big stack of tortillas, so I think over the weekend we will happily try out one of these new recipes, and it will not be a towering breakfast bagel sandwich. This is by far the most chaotic meal that we've created on this channel. Let's get this rendered down. I am craving having some sliced potatoes again, but I just can't bring myself to use a second pan. So we will get back to the dicing. Super simple meal. From including all of the prep time and the cook time. Takes about 30 minutes to put this together. About a pound of protein, which is in this case chicken, 3 to 4 eggs, a cup of rice, 1 whole potato, and the bacon isn't even necessary. I just use it to wet the pan per se. Then of course an onion. It's probably best to eat multiple meals throughout the day, but for the last couple of years, one meal is really all I've needed. And if I find myself just absolutely starving, I try to stay away from carbs when I'm looking for a snack, because I find if I eat a bit of carbs, I'll just get really hungry again about an hour later. So I'll just go and I'll just look for some protein. You know, grab a little bit of extra chicken. Cup of noodles, I guess, isn't protein, but I will have a cup of noodles, something like that. It's not good for you, but it will satisfy that hunger craving. Come back and make a large portion of what we're going to make today, at least 2 pounds of it. I find that I maintain my weight pretty well. I have good energy throughout the day. You know, if it's too much food, I will take the potatoes out. Maybe just a little bit less protein as well. Then yeah, if I'm still losing weight, I'll add that potato back. I'll add more protein. Or, and I haven't had to do this, I would up to 1 up to an additional meal a day. So I don't know if I would double my portion size, but I would just find something else to eat on top of what I'm eating right now throughout the day. You know, I used to go to the gym pretty consistently. I was never like super strong, but it was just nice to, you know, go to the gym and exercise and walk on the treadmill, you know, do some weightlifting. And when I was doing that, I found that just the regular diet that I have here was not enough to sustain my weight. I think at the time I wasn't even eating rice, because I did carnivore diet for a while, which is just all protein, no carbs. And so I was trying to stay away from carbs. There was no potato, you know, no rice. And there's nothing wrong with carbs. They're just really high, they're high caloric density. And once I started, you know, losing that weight and not being able to keep it on when I was going to the gym, I brought the rice back, and then the potato back as well, and it definitely helped. However, I hadn't settled on the time of day that I was going to eat. So I would usually eat in the morning, and I would get extremely lethargic throughout the day. So by the time I was ready to go to the gym, I was already completely drained of energy, which is obviously just not a good thing. This process that I have now works really well. Even though the sound wasn't on for our video yesterday, I ate that entire meal, you know, 2.4 pounds of food. I ate that entire meal. I mean, before I went to work that evening. So I ate about half of it, and then I set the other half aside and put it in the fridge. And then, you know, 2 or 3 hours later, I came back and I ate it again. So, I mean, you could say that's like eating 2 meals throughout the day. It's certainly not, you know, eating 1 meal in a single sitting. But I needed to take a nap. You know, I needed to go to work, and it's not good for you to eat all that food right before going to bed. So I was just so hungry. I didn't feel like I could wait until, you know, 9, 10 o'clock at night before going to work again and eating. Well, I'm pretty sure that's done. Usually I like having some bendy bacon. I think we have the best of both worlds now. We have one side that is absolutely crispy, burnt to a crisp. The other side is very bendy. Trying to be somewhat cleanly here. But I think I've accomplished the complete opposite. I cleaned the kitchen behind the scenes while you guys weren't paying attention, while you guys weren't watching on the camera. The stove is actually quite clean, or at least it was. Because I'm trying not to get bacon grease everywhere. I'm failing miserably. These potatoes should cook up pretty quickly because I cut them quite small, diced them quite small. And something I've noticed is that this rice is cooking up way quicker than I remember, because we've actually gone from this sushi rice over to this, was it basmati rice? What is it? Jasmine rice. Yeah, so that jasmine rice, different brand. I couldn't find the other brand where I was at. That jasmine rice is cooking up way quicker. It smells great. It's going to be really delicious. But we'll have to factor that into our cooking process, because I put the bacon and the rice in almost at the exact same time, and the rice is done basically when the bacon was done. That's incredible. So let me fluff this rice up so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Oh yeah, that's quite a bit of rice too. I think we're gonna enjoy this. It's gonna work just fine. Alright, so I've been giving it some thought, and I do think that I will make a one meal channel Facebook. The idea got floated by about 5 days ago, and I haven't started on it at all because I've been working back to back 2 shifts a day all day this week. But today is my final day of the two shifts a day. And then this weekend, I'm going to have a good opportunity to kind of put these plans in order, which is why I think I'm going to do the breakfast. Good opportunity to do that since I get a break from work. And I think it will be a good opportunity to look at Facebook as well. So I am not an active Facebook user, just so everybody knows. I don't have a Facebook. I don't use Facebook outside of, just Facebook Marketplace. So I'm not very familiar with it. But if we can get some sort of community page going, where I can share photos of the one meal and other people can share their photos of food as well, I'm all for that. I do have an Instagram. Instagram is my communication platform of choice, but it is quite limited in who can post and interact. So I can see your likes and comments, but you guys can't post photos of your own. So a community page might be the way to go. My thought, of course, is, the more social media that comes up, the more I have to moderate it. But we are still a small channel. So we don't have to concern ourselves too much with that. We are growing like crazy, though. I mean, I know some channels, they make one video and they get 1 million views right away, but I just got to say, I'm really impressed with everyone who's been subscribing and watching. I've been checking the analytics, and frankly, the videos that have been getting the most subscribers have really surprised me. My New Year's Day video got a lot more subscribers than I thought it was going to, and if you subscribed on that video and now you're returning to this one, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate you guys spending that time and choosing to make the commitment to the channel and contribute so that we can get closer to our goals of becoming a YouTube partner this year. Continuing to hit our watch hour metrics, continuing to hit our subscriber metrics. You guys contributed to that, which was a big reason why I was so upset that the video yesterday didn't have any sound, because I felt like I had just right away screwed up on my commitment to you guys from that video. Technically, I did I did put an upload out that day. I did say I was going to upload every day, and I did upload that day. But what I really meant by that comment is that you would have something to watch that would entertain you every single day. And I feel like I failed on that, just the day after we had that serious conversation about what my plans for the channel were. So I really apologize for that. My roommate commented, he's like, wow, you're really upset. And I was moping around the house for a while. Because, I spent 2 hours recording and then editing and uploading and rendering that video, and then I had to go straight to work. So I didn't have an opportunity to fix it for you guys. So I hope you accept my apology. Oof. Okay, yes, and I did go to the store and buy the 5 dozen package of eggs. So the price was still the same, but I had to be honest with myself. I eat way too many eggs to only get a dozen at a time. It's either the 5 dozen or nothing. It's an occupational hazard. Yeah, just because the prices are a little unreasonable doesn't mean that I can just avoid paying them. So, I imagine these potatoes are already ready and good to go. Put the onions in here. I say this every time. I can't finish saying it enough. The onions don't even need to come in contact with the bottom of the pan. Just the heat from the pan being contained with a lid will soften them up, and they'll absorb all of the flavor from the steam. I usually add the soy sauce to the rice, but I'm feeling a little mischievous today. I think I'm going to add the soy sauce right now. just smelling the flavor of the onions coming off, and you could just use that salty flavor from the soy sauce. Yeah, I just can't get over the color. Just add a little drizzle of soy sauce and the color just pops on the food in here. Love it. Got a whole trash can to take care of tonight. Now this rice cooking up quickly is a good treat. Makes prep time way quicker. You know, I cook this way basically every single day. And yet cooking in general is incredibly fun for me. Creative cooking. You know, like unique things. I was taking a look at my bookshelf and I counted, I have 7 cookbooks. And a couple of the cookbooks are mashups of like 3 or 4 cookbooks. So I have something like 10 to 12 different written works of cookbooks. And what do? I make the same thing every single day. So it might not hurt for us to cook something unique every single weekend. You know, maybe one unique thing every weekend is what I'm thinking. I know a lot of you return every day, so we can get some dialogue and get some one-on-one time together. But it would be nice, you know, maybe to get a little variety of, you know, the food that you're going to be seeing on screen. Some of you have been bold enough to actually try and make some of the food items that I've shown on the channel. But it's mostly been the unique items, right? It's been the trout. It's been, it hasn't been this, I'll tell you that much. It hasn't been this, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. This is definitely dude meal. It's one of the most dude meals that you could possibly get. Oh, speaking of, I was considering whether or not I should recreate some of the moments from the previous video that we lost. I ultimately decided against it because I thought that would be disingenuous. Wouldn't recreating the moment is not the same as capturing the essence of the moment itself, so I figured it would feel very forced. However, there was something that Noah brought up as kind of to poke fun at me in the moment, and I figured I'd share it with you. I said that I make the same meal every single day, and this is definitely dude meal. He reminded me of a story I told him where I ate an entire dish, entire 9-inch by 9-inch by 4-inch deep dish of lasagna in a single sitting back when before I was even an adult. Now, to be fair, I was playing like 3 or 4 sports a year at the time. But I remember my mom saying, hey, there's food in the, you're playing sports, you're going to practice, you're hanging out with your friends, and you're coming home and you're doing your homework. Well, sometimes you don't see your family for a couple of days, or at least have a good conversation with them. My mom said, hey, there's food, there's lasagna in the fridge. Help yourself to that. And have as much as you want. Don't worry about it, Nathan. Just have as much of it as you want. And so I went to the fridge. Sure enough, my mom had made homemade lasagna. It was amazing. It was delicious. And I ate all of it. Then I watched some YouTube. I finished up my homework. Went to bed. I woke up in the morning and I made my dude breakfast, which was probably like just some bacon and eggs and some potatoes. My mom messaged me in the middle of the day when I was at school. She went, hey, where's the lasagna? And I said, I ate it. She went, yeah, I know, but where's the rest of it? And I went, no, you don't understand. I ate all of the lasagna. And I think it mortified her. It's just, there wasn't a single brain cell, a single thought, even for a second. Couldn't comprehend the fact that I was going to eat all of that food out there. When she told me that I could help myself to as much as I wanted, it didn't even occur to her that I could eat the whole thing. Noah got to experience that same feeling just a couple of months into us living together. So you've seen some of the things that he's cooked together. He's cooked up this amazing elk. He has an amazing selection of fish, like tuna, fresh caught tuna, and salmon. And he told me, hey, I have way too much salmon. He was out for a couple of days. He goes, hey, there's way too much salmon. Feel free to help yourself to a cut of salmon that's in there. And I went, oh, that's awesome. Absolutely, sure. I had not had salmon in a very long time. And so I took that whole portion of salmon. It was soaked in water and frozen. So I thawed it out, and it was a big cut of salmon. I helped myself to that, and I ate the entire thing. I didn't even think to weigh it, or it was probably 2 portions of salmon in my head. I was like, oh, that's 2 portions of salmon, and I'm kind of eating 1 meal a day, so 2 portions of salmon, that makes sense for 1 meal a day. Noah came back and he went, where's the salmon? I went, I ate it. He went, the whole thing? And I went, yeah. He said I could have the salmon. I went, yeah, I did say that you could have the salmon, but I figured you would have you'd give the other part to me. I was like, oh, I just ate the whole thing. Noah let me know that each portion came out to about 24 ounces of salmon. And I don't buy store-bought fish, but I think salmon is at least $15, if not more, per pound. And I ate close to 2 pounds of salmon on that day. So that was probably a $30 to $40 piece of fish that I just consumed that was of Noah's. I laughed it off, but at the same time I felt very bad. And Noah's a good man. He was not mad at me. He was just very surprised. And I imagine it was very similar to how my mom felt when I ate that massive dish of lasagna. Some things don't change. Even at a very young age, I just eat massive quantities of food. To the point where some people who weren't, Noah was surprised and my mom was surprised. when I meet the people that aren't surprised, they ask me, hey, have you considered being a competitive eater? And there's one element to this formula that that is probably missing. Yes, I can eat massive quantities of food in one sitting, but I take my sweet time when I do it. I am not eating it all in a very short period of time. I'm eating it over a period of 1.5 to 2 hours. If you're a guy watching the channel, you know that no dude meal is complete without some dude YouTube. You gotta have your YouTube video on in the background. And so I'll put on my 1.5 hours of YouTube dissertation while I have this video being uploaded and rendered in the background. And it'll take me about probably an hour and a half, maybe just an hour, maybe an hour, from the point that I'm done recording this video to getting the video uploaded onto YouTube. That's about how long it'll take me to fully consume this. So, let us finish this off. Some sriracha. I'm actually going through this sriracha much quicker than I expected. Let us grab our measurement device with the new batteries. Let's remember how scales work. Hey, you know what? You know what? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. You didn't hear it in the recording yesterday because the sound was off. But that meal was exactly 2.4 pounds. And this is 2.41 pounds. And that's with sriracha. So that is fitting. That is fitting. Similar length video. You got to hear a story that I shared from the previous video. And our food is about the same weight as it was yesterday. So, in honor of learning from our mistakes, I am going to upload this for you on time and thoroughly consume all of this food while I do it. So, I want to thank all of you for tuning into this video. I have an Instagram where I upload photos. In a few days, we will probably have a Facebook if you prefer a Facebook. I would love to see the photos of the meals that you create, and it doesn't have to be one meal. Maybe you're really talented cooks. Maybe you want to show us your creations. Maybe you're not too talented, but you're proud of what you make anyway. I would love to see it. And if you're a little bit shy, that's okay too. You can always tune in tomorrow and watch the next One Meal channel video. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.